Well, what it do, comic bros? It's your boy, Super Duper Sean, and this is Power of Comics. And today, we got something special for y'all. It's my first installment of a series I will be continuing every month. Welcome to Omnibus Spotlight. These episodes are just like it sounds, where I take up-and-coming releases and shine a spotlight on the creators, the cover issues, cameo issues, and end it all with a cover gallery sneak peek. And with my first installment, we will be shining the spotlight on Web of Spider-Man, releasing March 18th. Web of Spider-Man collects Web of Spider-Man 1 through 34, an annual 1 through 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1963, 268, 293 through 295, and Peter Parker. Also collecting the Spectacular Spider-Man 131 through 133. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If the title Web of Spider-Man does not pull you in, the slew of creators should. First, Danny Fingeroff. Sure, he doesn't have a premier character run you could nail to his name, and before you guys say Darkhawk, think again. I said premier character, and though his Darkhawk run is solid, it's not what I'm highlighting. His What If work expanding from 1989 to 1998 is what stands out. Most notably, if Spider-Man was possessed by the alien costume, what if Daredevil killed Kingpin, and what if X-Men lost Inferno? All make this creator money when you see his name on an omnibus. Next on the list of creators for this omnibus is INCITE. She quickly made a name for herself at Marvel by writing Daredevil. After Frank Miller's legendary work, she created her own milestones within the character, like the creation of Typhoid Mary. Her run was well received. She also created and wrote the long-shot 6-issue miniseries in 1985. Next on the list is David Michelinie, another well-known creator. His early work on Iron Man stood the test of time and made him legendary so early in his career. Demon in the Bottle became Tony Stark's best triumphant moment, trumping any supervillain defeat. David's works on Spider-Man have been some of the most well-received material the character has ever known. J.M. DeMatteis, another well-known creator. I bet you couldn't find one person at a Comic-Con that does not know or respects this man's work. He was a big part of Justice League International, him and Keith Giffen, but we all know his name from that spectacular Spider-Man run with Sal Buscema. Well over 40 issues of Spider-Man swinging through New York City. Stories like Horns of Dilemma and The Child Within make his name on any omnibus a pickup. Next creator to highlight, Marc Silvestri. Mark got his start at DC Comics, only to join Marvel in the mid-1980s. His artwork is legendary. In 1992, he became one of the original 7 artists to start Image Comics, where he is known for Witchblade, The Darkness, and Cyberforce, which he scripted and penciled on. Silvestri also did X-Men Messiah Complex one-shot. This was penciled by Mark in the late 2000s. Next on the list is Mike Zeck. This Pennsylvania native started working for Marvel in 1977 on Master of Kung Fu. This ranks 6th of the list of top 10 work done at Marvel in the 70s. I believe Mike Zeck etches his name in comic book history with Secret Wars in 1984, a 9-issue limited series dealing with a number of Marvel superheroes. Zeck would obtain legendary status with my personal favorite Spider-Man storyline of all time, Kraven's Last Hunt, which he illustrated for J.M. DeMatteis. Now that we know all about the creators that helped shape this omnibus, let's transition to this beautiful DM cover. Coming from Kraven the Last Hunt storyline, This particular issue cover is part 4, The Resurrection. After Spider-Man is humiliated, buried alive, and left for dead by one of his most wicked foes, Kraven, he struggles to deal with the defeat mentally. Imagine crushing almost every enemy of yours, only to fall in the worst way, mocked at every corner. While Peter is in the grave, the comic takes you on a psychological roller coaster. At every turn, Peter's mind's bent to the agony of defeat. It almost serves as a prison of its own. Every thought sowing doubt. He questions if he was ever worthy of being Spider-Man. Questions if the man under the mask truly had the fortitude to come back from death itself. Eventually, Spider-Man conquers his fears, shakes his self-doubt, and climbs out of his own grave, only to receive news he's been buried for 2 weeks, and his killer had been impersonating him, wearing his suit. This infuriates Peter, and is probably what he needed to put the fight back in him. After a brief temper tantrum, he reveals himself to MJ, her eyes still wet from weeks of weeping. They embrace, but the circumstances are too dire for him to stay. He must take back everything this villain stole. For every tear May cried, for every tear MJ dropped, Kraven will pay. And the comic ends with Spider-Man pulling up on bro, standing on business. Now this is the most important issue in the saga for character study reasons, in my opinion. Those first few pages do a great job of humanizing such a powerful hero. My favorite cameo issue comes in Web of Spider-Man 29 when Need leads. The Hobgoblin is killed. It sets off a whirlwind of underworld activity. The Rose is worried someone will come for him and decides to give it up. The Kingpin was in business with Ned Leeds at the time of his death and plans to take matters in his own hands. Spider-Man was with Ned right before he died and is having trouble processing his death. Wolverine shows up to be a shoulder for Spider-Man in a Wolverine way, leading to them fighting with gangs and even chasing a supervillain down. Hey, I broke down the creators, cover issues, and my favorite cameos. Now it's time that I end this video with a brief cover gallery roll. Roll them. This omnibus carries my favorite Spider-Man story of all time. Yes, Kraven Last Hunt. Just judging off the creators alone, this omnibus scores high. Definitely, you don't want to miss it. What omnibus are you looking forward to in March from Marvel Comics? What omnibus are you looking forward to in March in DC Comics? And what omnibus would you like me to spotlight this year? Leave it all in the comment section. I'm your boy, Super Duper Deuces.